Hello, welcome to Typology Gifts. I'm Dan. With us today is Rohan.
Hi, Dan.
Yes, hi, Rohan, right? Am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah,
Yes, okay. Uh,
Rohan, yeah.
yep. Did you say Rohan or Rohan?
It's Rohan, but it's fine.
Rohan.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
okay.
say whatever.
No, I'll call you Rohan. So great to have you. And for those who are new to the channel, what it's important to know a few things. First, I am not a psychologist or psychiatrist or um, any kind of brain scientist. I am a user experience designer, so I have a background in understanding people's minds as it relates to using things. So I do have a lot of experience in that field, and I'm very interested in personality. Of course, in the user experience field, if you're familiar, there's a lot of focus on personas, understanding people, understanding human behavior. So it is related to what I do, um, and uh, but I do see typology as kind of an armchair science. It's more for self-development and for fun than it is for anything serious, like survival. um, so uh, so just keeping that in mind. And the format of the video is usually I take about half an hour, 45 minutes, somewhere around there, to go through part A, where we'll kind of just try to establish a baseline, and I'll ask you a bunch of questions, and we'll just go wherever we end up going, and then I'll take a break and think about what we've talked about, and come back for part B. It usually takes about 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes between those two parts for us. For the viewers at home, the videos get
Yeah,
released over the course of a couple of days, so they'll have to think about it between videos. And the second video, I might have a few more questions, and then I'll tell you what my theory is, and we can talk about what type or types you came in thinking you were, um, what type or types I thought maybe you might be, and then we can kind of compare notes and talk about it, have a discussion. It's not going to be the kind of thing where I'm like, you're definitely this type, and try to label you, but more of a collaborative thing where we'll try to come uh, to some, if we can come
consensus.
to some kind of agreement at the end, then that will be really interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
and then at the very end, you can ask me any questions you want. I always open it up to whatever you'd like to know about me
All right.
or anything else that you can think of.
Okay. Yeah. Mm.
Great.
Okay.
So
Mm.
ready to go?
Yes.
Okay. Um, yeah. In a short period of time, what do you even ask somebody to try to get to know them if you only have less than an hour or an hour, somewhere around there? So I've kind of figured that one question I like to ask at the beginning, to just get some kind of broad sense of about you, is do you see yourself as more of a proactive person or more of a reactive person? And if you need me to clarify what I mean by that, I can, or you can just interpret that however you want to interpret it and wing it.
Well, if by proactive you mean just planning things ahead and preparing for things beforehand, then I'm sort of more on a proactive side than reactive side. But when there are a lot of things, and like let's say a lot of things in my hand and plan about, then some of the things sort of I become reactive automatically.
hmm hmm
If that makes sense.
hmm hmm What kinds of things? What kinds of things do you prefer to be more proactive about, and which kinds of things do you prefer to be more reactive about?
Um, Well, so I'm kind of proactive towards my work, schedule, deadlines, whatever things. Like I'm a student right now, so I tend to be proactive about what sort of exams, what sort of whatever things I have to do. Or I also sort of be proactive about my work and my internships, whatever research and assignments which I have to submit accordingly. Reactive about I think I'm more reactive to like kind of social things. Whatever, suppose there's somewhere I have to go, so I usually try not to plan about this. There's nothing really I can plan about those kind of things. So I tend to be more reactive about these things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, do you how much control do you like to have over social situations as to which ones you're getting into, who you're with, um, how long you're there, things like that? Do you like to have a lot of control, or do you just prefer to just kind of give up control when it comes to being around other people?
Really depends upon people actually. I try to have at least I would prefer a lot of control because there are a lot of people I can't get along with. There are very few people I tend to click with.
Mm-hmm.
So even with them, I try to have a proper set of control on what kind of topics and what kind of activities would I like to do, and also how much duration I would like to meet them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, if somebody showed up at your, I mean, let's assume that you and someone, let's assume everyone in this imaginary scenario is vaccinated, so it's not a complete freak out. But let's say that somebody shows up randomly at your door. Is that an exciting event? Is that an upsetting event? Is that just kind of in the middle, or how does that typically, if it's a surprise to you, how does that
Mm-hmm.
how do you how is that for you?
It's like 95% of time it's going to be upsetting because
Mhm.
I tend to have a reputation of people at least informing me beforehand that they are going to come.
Mhm.
So if they don't do that, it's kind of irritating. But like it completely depends on again the kind of person. If I'm meeting that person after a very long time and then like it's sort of a surprise, and then I would be probably excited about that particular kind of person.
Mhm. Mhm. So so probably only if they're close, right?
Yeah, really close. Yeah,
Really close, like inner circle close.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Um, what's a belief that you hold strongly?
Um, there are plenty actually.
I'm
So
sorry, you
I
cut out. You cut
do
out there.
believe
What was that
in
again?
let's say I was saying there are many actually. I sort of believe in law of karma, if you're aware of it,
Mhm.
and then I do believe in. I actually love things. I do believe in honesty. I do believe in helping people. I do believe in doing whatever I can, not being affected by a lot of chaos um, around me, and actually there are several beliefs. This is just hard to put them into words.
Mhm.
Do you want me to go on, or it's fine?
Well, no, I'm just last listening for. I'm going wherever you want to take me. um,
Okay.
what? How about this? What is something that you really hate?
Hmm, something I really hate. Wasting time.
Waste? Why do you hate waste?
Waste as in wasting time. I said, and
Oh,
I hate wasting time. Yeah. Was I not audible?
I didn't. I only heard waste.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. But now I heard, since you
Yeah,
repeated it,
yeah,
I heard what you said.
yeah. So do you have any follow-up question?
What is it about wasting time that you don't like?
Well, I actually, tend to have a lot of things which I would prefer to do or I would like to do, and then there are certain things which pulls me away from the things which I would like to do,
Mm-hmm.
and so whenever those things come in, I tend to just get very irritated because and kind of get into this guilt trip that I'm wasting my time, and I absolutely do not like it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, what do you think about leisure activities that don't have some kind of productive outcome?
Uh, um, Well, leisure activities are fine. Like I tend to actually prefer sort of those activities uh, which would be helpful for me in a way.
Mm-hmm.
For example, like I would go out and play football, or I would just randomly watch some anime or TV series, whatever mindless activities.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm fine with that, but as long as I am the one who is choosing to do that, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not really imposed upon me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, what's your relationship with authority?
Uh, well, not really good. Like I do not prefer authority. I tend to be uh, I don't like any kind of person who's asking me to do this or do that or anything like that. I don't like to be authoritative either. I don't like to command or give instructions to people. But it's sometimes it's happened to be that way that end up giving people instructions. But yeah, but not in a commander or assertive way. Just in sort of a suggestive.
I'm sorry, I missed the last part. Not in a could you repeat the last sentence? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said. Yeah, it's okay. I said not in a authoritative way or assertive way, but more sort of in a suggestive way. Yeah, I would just give
Okay.
suggestion to a person. I would not assert things like that.
I see. I see. So, uh, oops, hold on. There we go. Um, so, if you're in a position of leadership, what you're saying is you might make suggestions but not demands.
If I am in a position of leadership, then it's sort of a responsibility. Um, So then then I still try to be the kind of person to give out things if they want to do it. I would tell them that, see, this is how it's supposed to be done.
Hmm.
So if you have a better way of doing this thing, then you please tell me, and then we can have an agreement on that.
Hmm.
Otherwise, do it this way.
Hmm. Hmm. Do you feel like you understand people better than they understand you?
Oh, this is like 100% accurately uh, defining my life in general.
Hmm.
I understand probably everyone around me, and I haven't really found anyone who understands me.
Hmm. And why do you think that is?
Well, it's um, hmm, so in general, like the way I think it's kind of go in hand. If you are a really understanding person, then nobody is going to understand you. And I think I just have a better perception of people and things than others. Just I just sort of feel it that way because there are lot many times like I would understand that this kind of lot many times there are statements, right, which have multiple interpretations, and just from the kind of person, that this is the kind of person, and you would naturally figure out that what kind of meaning of the statement that person would mean
Mm-hmm.
to say.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would really catch uh, catch on to it, but I same thing, people would have hard time figuring out, like, what did he mean. And
Mm-hmm.
similarly with me, like I would say some things, and people would take a complete different interpretation of it, and take an interpretation which is very out of character of from my side. Like I would probably never even mean those things
Mm-hmm.
in that sort of way.
Mm-hmm. Does it upset you to be misunderstood?
uh, Just, sometimes when I'm misunderstood by close people, especially person I'm dating, or family in general, when they tend to, misunderstand me, it's sort of upsetting, sort of, but not. I don't really get that much upset by anything, so I'm fine with it. I'm kind of used to it.
Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. What's something you really love?
Mm. uh, Like I kind of love reading, if I can just say reading here. So I love reading about things which, especially, I love to read about I tend to get into things.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I start getting into specific things, then I start learning more and more. So I kind of learn. I like learning, and I love to see my growth on that particular thing. And I especially love when I see some sort of self improvement in me regarding that thing. I think that feeling is the best compared to, I don't know, several other things.
Okay. Um, let's see here. Let's see, how far are we? Oh, we're not that far in, and I already have some ideas. Um,
Mhm.
uh, do you think that you understand other people's emotions better than your own, or do you think you understand your own emotions better than other people's emotions?
Um, Yeah, I think I understand my own emotions better than others, but it's not like I do not understand others' emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I uh, I it's it's sort of difficult to explain, but I just don't. I'm not really sure what to do about them. But regarding other people's emotions, uh, there are a lot many times where I don't understand why they are being so emotional about just very random things. Suppose my mom is really emotional, so so when somebody dies on television, just news channel she sees, and she starts to cry. So at that sort of time, I do not understand what the problem here.
Mm-hmm.
But just because I understand that she is a very sensitive person, so
Mm-hmm.
I kind of then understand her emotion.
Mm-hmm.
um, so uh, so I hope you understood the difference.
Um, what kinds of things make you feel emotional? What kinds of experiences make you feel strong emotions?
Um, so like um, usually, usually, okay, so usually not really emotional. So, well, most often time where I can remember that I was emotional was really watching some TV series or something like that. So
Hmm.
where I have, just um, get in tune with that with the character, and then something happens with the character, or something, or even when the character does something which is really not expected, in a nice way, that sort of brings out I sort of think a good sort of emotion in me. And other than that, there are times when I do trust people, and especially close ones, like that these are the kind of people who would absolutely not do something, think that they would stay loyal to me, and then when they do not do it, or when they betray me, I kind of feel bad about it, bad about myself trusting them
Hmm.
more,
Hmm.
in that sort of way.
Hmm. Do you think you're a very sensitive person?
No,
And
I don't think I'm a sensitive
why do
person.
you say that?
Uh, because I don't know. I've never really been affected by things much. Like, uh, it's so there are a lot of chaos around me,
Hmm.
and there's always have been. And I always see like people around me really getting affected by all those chaos. But not me. I'm usually very calm about things, and even even during arguments and all those sort of things, that people tend to say mean things to me,
Hmm.
um, I'm sort of okay, like okay with those mean things also. Like I sort of understand that this person is saying mean things to me because of this so reason.
Hmm.
So and even if they mean those mean things, I tend to be all right with it. I'm not really affected by it.
Okay. Um, what about creativity? What's your relationship with creativity?
So I haven't really been, creative. I live in India, so there's not much scope of creativity here, like not much opportunity for creativity here.
Mm.
So I had tried drawing previously, like in childhood, and I wasn't really good at it. And I don't like things when I'm not good at it, so I left it. But I just have a feeling that I might be good at music. I haven't really tried again, but I'm about to buy a piano and just sort of learn an instrument, because I think I might be good at it. Just sort of a feeling.
And how long have you been thinking about buying the piano?
More than 10 years.
More than 10 years? And
Yeah.
but you are just about to do it, or have you been just about to do it for 10 years?
Mm, well, it's still a just about to do it sort of thing. Like I don't know when I'm supposed to buy a piano. Like if I buy a piano, that is going to take out time from a lot of different things,
Hmm.
and then again I tend to go into things. So if I get into learning piano, then I'm going to not do my other things which might be important as well. So I try
Mhm.
to, sort of try to clear my rest of the things and make space and time for me to learn piano. But right now I've been like more sort of much more eager than I was previously. That I will just buy a piano and get started with it. The problem with buying a piano is it's sort of expensive, and I want to buy a piano for classical music, so
Mhm.
it's usually played in a big piano, uh, so it's very expensive. And then again, how would I go about learning those things? So I just have sort of have a plan in mind that I might have to get a tutor for 6 months, and then I can learn on my own, which is going to take time. So yeah, so the time thing is the problem here. So when I just clear those things out, I'm going to buy a piano immediately.
Mhm. Mhm. Do you think that you're better with your time than most people are?
Um, Not really, because um, at least I do things which I plan to do. I would like to do, but then I've seen people being much better with their time, like more productive with their time, and I'm sort of, even though I love productivity and I love to to have all my time to my um, to do things in my time, and to use my time productively, but I'm sort of a very lazy person, so I just tend to yeah, I just tend to doze around when I have to do things. But then again, that is also sort of uh, a problem. But yeah, if I remove this is a problem, and this is something which I'm really be efficient with my time
Sorry,
than other.
sorry, you cut out there just a little bit. You said this is a what?
I said that if I am able to remove the time I spend lazing around,
Uh-huh.
then I will really be super productive than uh, almost most people out there. I just tend to get tired really fast, so
Mhm.
I, yeah, I end up wasting my time than using it.
What tires you out most?
Um, Physical activity,
Mhm.
or if I have to move, then I think it sort of tire me out. And also when see things in the same way again and again and again and again, uh, then I just get tired.
Mhm.
Um, I do also get tired while reading. I just sort of feel I'm not comprehending things anymore. So I just feel
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm tired. I need rest,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
or I need to do something mindless. Yeah.
So, would you say that you are generally trying to conserve energy?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Are there any things you can think of that it seems like you just have endless energy when it comes to those specific things?
Um, um, like just just sometimes I like playing football, so just sometimes I feel very energetic when I'm playing football. Uh, Other than that, it really depends on my excitement level. When like I at least see that if my excitement level towards that particular thing is high, then I automatically somewhere into that particular thing,
Mhm.
and but over the time, just the excitement level drops, and then so does my energy level.
Okay. Do you have what you mentioned you haven't really done much with creativity. Um, what about uh, what about other kind of hobby related things like you mentioned piano that you've been thinking about getting into, but what about you mentioned
Mm-hmm.
piano and you mentioned football. Um, what about building things or basically crafts of some kind, or things like math, just other kinds of I don't know if math is really a hobby, but like certain kinds of things that you might have aptitudes towards, like that you just naturally are good at.
Um, I'm sorry, did you say math?
Math, math, like two
Okay,
two plus
yeah,
two.
math.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm good at math. I'm good at, right now I'm doing law. Before that, I completed my engineering in computer science. So I'm not really good at coding, but I'm really good at making flowcharts.
Mhm.
Um, and building things. Well, yeah, like I had Mm, even with art and crafts, I sort of like art and crafts. This is very long time back, right? I'm
Mhm.
talking about childhood here. So I was really good at arts, as in crafts,
Mhm.
and not something which I would like, but just something if I have to make something, just whatever, then I would at least try and learn it. And I usually end up making something good with craft.
Mhm. Mhm.
Not sure if I'm something natural at it. Not sure.
Okay. Uh, So you mentioned charts, flow charts. I'm guessing diagrams, things like that. So you have a natural aptitude for information visualizations?
Yeah, I guess you can say that. Like okay, I'm just thinking. Okay,
Yeah.
um, so during my engineering college, like first year, I had architecture as a subject.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to, just take sort of a building and we have to plot out uh, front view, side view, top view, and all those kind of things of that particular object.
Mm-hmm.
And surprisingly, because I hadn't tried it before, surprisingly, I was really good at it. Like it surprised me because I was seeing a lot of other people struggling with it, but
Mm-hmm.
in my mind, to look like. So,
Sorry,
so yeah,
you just cut out there. I caught look like. If you could I'm sorry to make you repeat these things
yeah,
so
yeah,
often.
I said that I could be. It's all right. I know it's due to my internet connection only.
No, it's all
Yeah.
right.
So I was saying that I could visualize things like how would they look like in a front view or a top view much better than others,
Mm-hmm.
which would help me plot those things better in the sheet than others. So, I just remember being surprised by it.
Right. Okay. Um, all right. I have three theories, and so we're probably at a good halfway point for me to take my break. We're at 34 minutes in. I've got some
Uh-huh.
ideas, but I do need to ask more questions. So I'm gonna take a break, and I'm gonna think
Yeah.
about what we've talked about, and formulate some new questions, and then we'll come in with part B. I'll ask you a few fresh questions. and then I'll tell you what my theories are, and we can start to kind of break it down, see where we end up. How's that sound?
Yeah, that's fine. That's great.
Doing okay so far?
Yes.
Okay, good. So to our friends at home, we'll see you in part B, which if this video dropped on a Wednesday and you're just watching it on that Wednesday that I dropped it, you'll probably see it the part B on Friday. So you'll have to think about what type do you think Rohan is, and we'll see what happens in part B. So thanks for joining and have a good night.